Hare Krishna. Good evening and welcome all of you all for this 2 day seminar which we are having on your problems, Vedic solutions. So basically, it's going to be a seminar dealing with a problem which you all are facing day to day, like loneliness, depression, strained relationship, search of happiness, so many a number of things, and we're all strained with a number of things. So that's the main purpose of having this seminar. And people, especially in this period of COVID and lockdown, people are finding it difficult to cope up with loneliness and depressions. So without delay, let's start our seminar. I request all the participants to keep their video on and make this session a very interactive one rather than making it a one-side talk, because the more we make it interactive, more we will have better understanding of the things. Okay, with this we'll start our session. I'm taking out a few topics today. I'll be taking, and a few of the topics we'll be dealing with tomorrow. First is today we'll be trying to cover up topics like loneliness, stress, relationships, strained relationships, and better communication skills. How we learn this from our shastras. How our shastras can give us a better view and idea of this, dealing these problems, which our medical science and our modern day education is not able to give us. That's the main concept behind it. So it is seen that most talented people, उनके साथ सबसे बड़ा डिफेक्ट एक है, the most talented people. And you know what is the biggest problem with the most talented people? Are the most loneliest people. In this world, the most talented people are the most loneliest people because of absence of handling failures. Very talented people, very smart, very intelligent, but taklif kya hai? They are not able to handle failures. Handling failures is a very important, you can say, a task, or rather, an art by which one can make his life much happier. With talent, one can open all doors of success. जितने भी सक्सेस के दरवाजे हैं आप खोल सकते हो सिर्फ आपके टैलेंट के बलबूते पे. बट एक चीज आप नहीं कर सकते हो, दैट इज हैंडलिंग फेलियर्स. You must not be knowing this. In the Australian Army, they do not recruit a person unless and until that person has failed, experienced failure at least once in his life. This is a fact with the Australian Army. And the reason is the army people, they wonder, the seniors wonder how you would react in a situation if you are faced with a failure like situation. उस सिचुएशन पे आप करोगे क्या? बिकॉज आपने जिंदगी में कभी फेलियर या हार कभी देखा नहीं है, तो उस सिचुएशन को आप कैसे हैंडल करोगे? दैट इज अ बिग क्वेश्चन. दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई ऑस्ट्रेलियन आर्मी यू विल नॉट बी टेकन. इन टूडेज डेट, आज की तारीख में हमारे पास हाई आईक्यू लेवल है, इंटेलिजेंट कोशेंट वेरी हाई. सबका पास बड़े बड़े डिग्री हैं, ऑल आर हाईली एजुकेटेड विथ big degrees, earning well, good jobs, earning well. So very good PQ. Physical quotient is also very nice. All are today very health conscious, diet conscious. जंक फूड खाएंगे तो भी सुबह उठ के जॉगिंग को जाएंगे, क्यों? ताकि आज भी वापस जंक फूड खा सकें. So physically we are very conscious, focused on our physical quotient also very much. But last but not the least, our emotional quotient is very, very poor. The EQ, what we call as emotional quotient, is the lowest found in this generation, or rather in this modern times. जो पहले नहीं था ये problem. Our present day education system and thinking process, हमारा सोच का एक पद्धति भी है, और वो भी एक ऐसा है which teaches us to go in pursuit of success. But in pursuit of success, hardly do we realize that if we face with some failure, how will we handle failures. And after some success, when we meet a little failure, we are shattered, fully shattered. और उसमें से क्या क्या great things पैदा होते हैं? We are in shock. We are stuck down in loneliness, depression, stress, and कुछ लोग तो suicide तक के चले जाते हैं. Actually, it is not the failure which is the problem, but when we realize there is a false world which we have created around us that has vanished, हम अपने आप को संभाल नहीं पाते. You know, if I ask anyone, how will you be successful in life, or what is your definition of success? Any activity which I do which is authenticated by somebody else is what I call as success. मैं खुद की खुशी में या खुद के हिसाब से नहीं कर सकता. That should be authenticated by my friends, my relatives. That's why we are always dependent on our surroundings. So we'll understand the first importance of communication skills, and उसके लिए हम लोग महाभारत पढ़ेंगे थोड़ा. महाभारत में इतना मैनेजमेंट स्किल्स दिया गया है महाभारत में. अगर हम ढंग से महाभारत पढ़े ना, तो we can become very good managements. We don't have to study MBA. We have to just study Mahabharat. We become better MBAs. तो ये उस दिन की कहानी है जिस दिन Arjuna, Abhimanyu was killed, and next day Arjuna takes a vow. That day night he takes a vow that next day I am going to kill Jayadratha, who was the main person who killed my son. So when that vow is taken, Krishna is wondering how he has taken this vow and how he is going to fulfill it, because the entire Kaurava army is going to put their entire focus on protecting Jayadratha. So if Jayadratha is protected, Arjuna is going to either kill him or going to kill himself. That is, he is going to sit on a pyre of fire. So अब क्या होगा? That's a big question mark. So in that case, Arjuna says, I have taken my vow. How to fulfill it is your headache. It's not my headache. कृष्ण को बोल देते हैं. कृष्ण बोला ठीक है, चलो. So that day there's a very fierce war happening, and everyone is trying to block Arjuna, and Arjuna is going ahead. Krishna is taking Arjuna ahead. और एक वक्त ऐसा आता है, उस दिन इतना भागदौड़ होता है कि उस दिन शाम को, मतलब दोपहर को, दोनों घोड़े थक जाते हैं. उसके अर्जुन के रथ के घोड़े थक जाते हैं. तो कृष्णा कहता है अर्जुन को, देखो अब घोड़े थक गए हैं, अब इसका संभालना पड़ेगा, इस घोड़ों को संभालना पड़ेगा. अगर इसको और थोड़े कुछ और भगाएंगे तो ये लोग वहीं पे कोलैप्स हो जाएंगे और वी विल बी एट लॉस. तो ठीक है. अर्जुना बोलता है अब इस मौके पे आज तो हमारे पास टाइम शॉर्ट है, हमको शाम तक जयद्रथ को खत्म करना है और टाइम निकल रहा है, और आप ऐसे मौके पे बोल रहे हो घोड़े को रेस्ट करना है. हाँ, अभी तो घोड़े को पहले पानी पिलाना पड़ेगा, रेस्ट करवाना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. Immediately Arjuna creates a wall of arrows around the chariot, and Krishna in between the war, massaging the feet of the horses, feeding the horses some water, giving some rest to the horses. And after that, again the war starts. And we all know what happened. That's not the point. The point what I'm trying to say over here is what happened next day when Karna told Duryodhana, see, I want to finish the war today. आज मैं युद्ध खत्म कर दूंगा, मुझे सिर्फ एक बढ़िया सा सारथी दे दो. जैसे अर्जुन के पास कृष्ण है, मेरे पास एक अच्छा सारथी हो तो मैं आज ही युद्ध खत्म कर दूंगा. तो दुर्योधन बोला, आपके लिए सारथी नहीं, मुझे बढ़िया सारथी चाहिए, हु इज एन एक्सपर्ट चैरिटियर. बोलता ठीक है. He arranges for talks to a number of people. Finally he decides, he zeroes down on Shalya. King Shalya was an expert horseman, but he's a king, he's not a driver. सारथी नहीं था वो. और उसको जाके बोलते हैं कि देखो ऐसे ऐसे हमारा रिक्वायरमेंट है, आप कर्ण के सारथी बन जाओ. तो ये बोलते ठीक है, मैं सारथी बन जाऊंगा. पहले तो ना बोलता है, बाद में बहुत मुश्किल से हाँ बोलता है, बट इसमें भी एक कंडीशन लगाता है I'll become a charioteer provided only one condition. He can speak what he wants, but I will speak what I feel like. I will not be as controlling my mouth as a driver would be, or rather, what how a charioteer would be. Because it's a charioteer's job is supposed to be a menial job comparatively. And he was a king. So Duryodhana says, okay, agreed. You can speak what you want, and he will speak what he wants. So the next day he becomes a charioteer, and he's as a king, as a fighter, as a kshatriya, he's giving ideas, and there's a very exchange of hot words between Arjuna, between Karna and Shalya, King Shalya. दोनों के बीच में, अरे तू क्या है, तुझे मालूम है मैं कौन हूँ, मैं आपको मुझे पता है, तू तो राजा भी नहीं है, तू तो सूत पुत्र है, and all that, exchange of words are going on. And he says, you are my charioteer, you should keep your mouth shut. He says, I will not keep my mouth shut. I've already told Duryodhana that I'm going to talk. Whatever I feel like, I'll talk. Okay. Finally, in this bits of this entire fight, in the midst of the entire fight, there comes a moment where Karna plans to use a Shakti Astra, a very powerful Astra, which is 100% guaranteed will kill Arjuna. But then Shalya tells Karna, where are you aiming this Astra? Actually, Karna was aiming this Astra on his Arjuna's head. He said, don't aim at his head, aim it at his neck. You will surely hit. He said, you are a charioteer, do a job of a charioteer, don't try to interfere with me. I know my job very well. And he was aiming at the head. Krishna saw this, that Karna was aiming that Shakti Astra, which had no, उसका कोई इलाज ही नहीं था, श्योर शॉट अस्त्र. तो उसने क्या किया, जोर से अपने पैर से रथ को दबाया. जैसे उसने दबाया, दोनों घोड़े नीचे बैठ गए. They responded to the instruction or direction given by Krishna or their master. The horse's master was Krishna. Immediately they responded, and they both sat down. And the Astra missed the target, that was head of Arjuna, and hit his kridam, that is उनका मुकुट जो था, उनको लग के बच गया. And it is like it was only to be used once, it cannot be used twice. Second reuse, it was not a reusable weapon. एक ही बार यूज कर सकते थे. So what do we understand from this? Krishna, seeing the situation, he pressed the chariot. Immediately the horses responded to the requirement of Krishna and sat down. And the arrow missed his mark. It was a responsible. It was a responsible by the horses. Response by the horses to Krishna's or request need. This is how we need to know how to maintain relationships. If relationships are maintained in this way, when there was a need for the horses to be taken care of, Krishna responded to their needs. Then the horses responded to Krishna's needs when required. So this is a very important learning, how to maintain relations. Relations nowadays are strained. Why relations are strained? This is one of the reasons we don't respond to the relationship. We'll be, of course, studying in detail about this topic a little more. But before we go ahead, let us understand stress. This is an era where stress is a big disease. Corona is always there, don't worry. But along with that, nowadays, stress is a big disease. In earlier eras, there used to be an era for plague, there used to be an era for polio, there used to be an era for smallpox, like how we are having an era of corona. But all these eras, these diseases had a medicine. They could be, they had a biological structure, like corona has a biological structure. They found a vaccine for it. They're trying to find medicine. And very shortly, I'm sure the scientists will come up with some nice medicine by which there will be a permanent treatment for corona also. So what is the main difference between stress and these diseases, which was also had an era of it. Polio was like one time considered to be the most dangerous disease. Smallpox, it was to a it used to be a terror. Whole village used to get wiped out with one disease like plague and smallpox and all that. So it is said that the specialty of stress is it doesn't have a biological structure. It does not have a biological structure. So under which microscope can you see this organism? And it is not. It has no place where it breeds also. That it doesn't transmit by you know coming close to one another or shaking hands with someone or just someone by coughing. If some depressed person or a stressed person coughs, it's not that it's getting transmitted to some another person. So it is said like it is like a car in a neutral gear with full acceleration on. The person is thinking and thinking and thinking, but he can't do anything. That is stress. And unable to handle the situation, what do people do? They can't take on to drugs, alcohol, no, name it, all dirty things, and finally they come to suicidal tendencies also. So just let us understand what is our problems from Shastra. Shastra always divides the problems into two categories. One is relative problem, which has a problem, but it's a problem for someone, but a solution to someone else. That is relative problems. It's like, for a simple example, it's hot. Okay, if it's hot, don't worry. You can have an ice cream, put on the AC, and the temperature will come down. You can have a nice cold dessert for yourself. Your car is conked off. You got another solution. You have a mechanic to solve your problem. He repairs your car. Your child doesn't study. You have a tuition teacher who teaches you to your child and is able to study. So these are all relative problems. And most of the relative problems are highlighted in this material world. And money is extorted from you. You see all the advertisements. They are only trying to highlight to you problems which are relative. For example, they'll give you a nice ad, it's summertime, have a cold drink. Have a nice refreshing cold drink and you will be back in action. But what is the problem behind it? It's very hot. You have a nice chilling cold drink and next day you're down with cold, cough, fever, and things can worsen also. And if you're diabetic, your sugar level also shoots up very high. So apparently it may sound like a solution on the TV, but practically it is not a solution. But same thing, if you go to the Vedic times, there were solutions for these problems also. They used to have earthen pots. And the earthen pot, if you take the water in the peak of the heat of the summer, the water temperature used to be so cold that it gives you soothing coldness when you drink the water. At the same time, it will not spoil your health. The temperature is controlled or metered as per the you can say the weather condition. It's perfectly metered to your health conditions also. Your body temperature and the outside temperature is managed perfectly by the temperature of the water inside the pot, earthen pot. Or the same thing when you take a refrigerated drink or a refrigerated water, apparently it may, when you're drinking, it may sound very tasty and cold, but then it spoils your health. So that is why, so-called inventions are good. They are good in a big way, but there are some other problems aligned with that. And those problems are like, for example, today, fridge is a household item. The purpose of getting the fridge was different. Today, people are having 2-door fridge, 3-door fridge, I don't know. And what is the purpose of this? So that we can eat nice stale food. Is that the purpose for having an invention of fridge? Purpose is different. It's a very useful invention, but then misused by us. So Shastra gives us a perfect guidance how to handle these type of problems. But there are some problems which are never highlighted as per the material world, which are actually the real problems. But Shastra tells these are the real solutions. These are real problems for which solution is not available in this world. Only and only Shastras can give you these solutions. And they are birth, death, old age, and disease. These 4 problems are the biggest problem of our life. Death, yes, when you die, automatically everything is taken away from you. Your money is in your bank, your gold is in your locker, your car is in your garage. If your house people will just take you, once your body is burnt off, even the wife also tells you, oh, take my husband's body very fast. I don't want to have this body here for a long time. And then once the body is burnt, people start fighting for your money, and that's all. What you become is just a picture on the wall, that's all. And that too, after two generation, the third generation throws off that photograph also. मैं जानता नहीं हूँ ये कौन है. Old age, yes, you all must be experiencing old people. Few of us are getting old also. We are experiencing this problem, that old age is a big problem wherein we get dependent for each and everything. Even for a glass of water, we are dependent on someone. And everyone is aging, mind you, and everyone knows this fact. Even if they want, nobody can stop aging. And aging finally leads to death. But before that, there is one more problem which is always lurking in our minds, and that is disease. And I think I need not explain much about this because we are all in the time of corona. The fear of death, the minute if someone talks about corona, the only first thing which comes in their mind is death. So that's indirectly we all know that we are living in fear. We don't know, oh, what will happen to me. And even if we get, you have to spend quite a hefty amount in trying to get the disease cured. And it may get cured. It's not that it will get cured, it may get cured, but then it is subjected to your luck. But last but not the least, your birth is also a big problem, because birth means you are going to undergo old age, disease, and finally you're going to get death one day. So this is a series of things which we are all going to undergo. So these are the real problems which are mentioned in our Shastra. And they said that these are the problems which have to be actually solved. But how many times are we actually able to solve these problems? Or rather, we are interested in taking them as a serious problem and try to solve it. Because the material world is always busy in diverting our mind and trying to solve those problems which are relative. Has medical science ever come with a problem? No, we will give you a solution. You will be free from death. अरे मौत के डर से ही तो इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसीज बिकती हैं. Even a product called insurance policies, everyone buys these policies for what reason? Because it is a product bought out of fear. One day or the other, everyone knows. When the insurance agent comes and tells you, hey, you're going to die one day, you know that you're going to die one day, and उस डर के मारे लोग उस चीज को खरीदते हैं. So the fear of death is lurking everywhere. But Shastra gives, yes, there are two solutions. One is a temporary solution and permanent solution. Both are available in the Shastra. But generally, people who do not come to the Shastra or to the Vedic solutions, they go to the material world and they are busy solving their, अरे मेरा job लगा नहीं, अरे मेरा promotion नहीं हुआ, मैं पास कैसे हूँ, मेरा सैलरी कैसे बढ़े, मेरा बिजनेस कैसे बढ़ाऊं, कैसे मैं पैसा और कैसे पैसे बनाऊं. These are the things generally we are goofing around. मुझे और एक घर खरीदना है और एक बढ़िया गाड़ी खरीदनी है. खरीदिए. Who's stopping you? Buying a nice car, buy a nice house, very nice. But let us be aware of these problems also, these small problems which are equally important for us. And these problems, these solutions have to be found out, and it cannot be found out at the last minute. Let's say if someone wants to find out a solution for his old age, and at what age will he try to find out the solution? When he is old. जब वो खुद कुछ 60 साल या 70 साल का रहेगा, अब मुझे सोल्यूशन ढूंढना है मुझे एक प्रॉब्लम का. अरे जब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम हो उसका सोल्यूशन पहले ढूंढना रहता है. It's not that you can solve this, find out the solution after this problem has bumped on your head. Today we are taking so much of prevention from corona so that we can avoid corona. It's not that we take into corona and then we'll think about the solution about it. And this is based how the Shastra tells us, okay, these are the problems which need to be, you know, given more attention. People generally say, sir, I know what you're saying is true, but death, old age, and disease are problems. But what to do? This is part of life. We have to manage. आए हैं, एक दिन तो मरना ही है सबको, इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है? That it's like, okay, if there is a warning, there's going to be a cyclone tomorrow in our city, what would you do? Say same thing? Yes, अभी आने वाला है प्रभु जी, एक दिन तो मरना ही है, चलो चलते हैं बाहर घूमने टहलने जाते हैं. No, you take precaution. Now that you have been aware of this problem is going to be there is going to be a cyclone tomorrow, you take necessary steps. And what do? You keep your temporary problems aside and focus on this present issue. Similarly, I'll give an example, a small story. Once a person was fed up of life, and he wanted solution to these problems. बहुत सारे problems थे उसके, बच्चे problem थे, job problem था, business was a problem, then house was a problem, wife was a problem, for him n number of problems. So he came and he was in search of a spiritual master. तो चलते चलते एक आदमी मिला, एक महात्मा मिले, तो उसको पूछा, अरे भाई आप मेरा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर सकोगे क्या? तो उसने बोला, अरे महात्मा ने बोला, अरे बेटा ये तो ठीक है, थोड़े बहुत प्रॉब्लम चलते हैं, बिजनेस का, घर का, रिलेशंस का, सब चलते रहेगा, तुम एक्चुअल प्रॉब्लम्स पे ध्यान दो ना. लाइक बर्थ, डेथ, ओल्ड एज एंड डिसीज, आदि देविक, आदि भौतिक, आध्यात्मिक, जो जैसे नैसर्गिक आपदों से बचना, आदि भौतिक मतलब दूसरे लिविंग एंटिटीज से प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं, उनसे बचोगे कैसे? सो द पर्सन सेड, नहीं वो सब मैं बाद में देखता हूँ, पहले आप मुझे बताइए कि मैं अपने इन प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व करने के बाद ही मैं उसके बारे में सोच सकता हूँ. जब ऐसा कहा तो महात्मा ने बोला, ठीक है मैं तेरा सॉल्यूशंस निकालता हूँ, मगर एक काम करना पड़ेगा तुझे, एक सेवा करनी पड़ेगी. आज शाम हो चुकी है, मैं कल सुबह बताऊंगा, ये सीक्रेट बात है, कल सुबह बताऊंगा, अभी शाम को नहीं बताऊंगा. क्या हुआ? उसने बोला, देखो मेरे पास एक 50 ऊंट है, बस इतना सेवा करना कि सारे ऊंटों को एक बार बिठा देना और फिर आप शांति से सो जाओ, रात को सो जाओ, कल सुबह हम लोग बात करेंगे. तो व्यक्ति ने बोला, अरे वाह, ये तो बहुत छोटा काम है आपने दिया है, बस आपके ऊँटों को सुलाना है तो सब बैठ जाएंगे, सोएंगे ना सोएंगे, बैठ भी गए तो भी काफी है, मैं सो जाऊंगा फिर, और सुबह हम आप मेरे को सॉल्यूशंस दे देना. वेरी नाइस. तो बोल के महात्मा चले गए, और ये अपने जो व्यक्ति थे वो सभी ऊँटों को बैठाने लगे. ये रात, ये 6 शाम को कुछ 7-8 बजे चालू हुआ उनका कार्यक्रम. 40-50 ऊँट थे, कभी भी 10-15 ऊँट बैठे रहते या 20-1 ऊँट बैठे रहते, बाकी के ऊँट खड़े हो जाते. ठीक है, जो खड़े हुए ऊँट हैं उनको बिठाता, तो जो बैठे हुए ऊँट वो खड़े हो जाते. तो ये परेशान हो गया, पूरा रात सोया ही नहीं, एक ऊँट को बिठाए तो दूसरा ऊँट खड़े हो जाए. So the one camel used to lie down and the other camel used to get up. So whole night this problem was going on. So next day morning the Mahatma came, but Sadhu came and told him, yes, you had a nice sleep. He said, what you are telling? I had a nice sleep. रात भर सोया नहीं मैं. बोला, क्या 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 हो गया? I said, देखो मैं रात भर कोशिश किया आपके ऊँटों को बिठाने का, एक ऊँट बैठ रहा है तो दूसरा ऊँट खड़ा हो रहा है. I was not able to sleep at all. You had told me once all the camels sit down, I'll sleep. But one camel is getting up, one camel is sitting down. That time the Mahatma said, see, this is how our world is. It is full of problems. If you go and ask a child, what is your problem? The child will say, I want a lot of chocolates. My mommy doesn't give me a lot of chocolates. I like a lot of ice creams. Mommy doesn't give me a lot of ice creams. These are my problems. I don't want to study. I've got to study a lot of subjects and all that. Okay, when the same child, when he grows up after 10-15 years, he goes to college or completes his college. You go and ask him, oh, no, you have any problem? You ask the, oh, you want chocolates? You want ice cream? No, 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 no. I can buy all that chocolate and ice cream. I'm not getting job, For me now, studying, chapter studying and all that is over. Now I'm not getting his job. Watch. After 5 years, 10 years, you go and ask, oh, job problem is over? Yes, yes, I got a job, but I'm not getting a boy to get married or a girl to get married. So what is the thing, what we understand from this? Throughout our life, all these camels represent problems. If one problem sits, the other problem stands up in our life. एक ऊंट बैठ जाता है तो दूसरा ऊंट खड़े हो जाता है. So this is how it is. If you are going to wait for all the problems to settle down, it's not going to happen. And what you have to do with these problems, I'll tell you in the later in the session. Very important point. And when these problems are there, for these small problems, what is the solution? What was the position of Arjuna in the battlefield of Mahabharata? He was also bewildered, confused, no clarity what to do and what not to do. क्या करूं, युद्ध लड़ूं न लड़ूं, आगे जाऊं न जाऊं, क्या करूं? Confused. And हमारे जिंदगी में यही हालत है. I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I'm stressed out. What is the problem? These are all small things. And we all have fought these problems to some extent or the other, unknowingly and without any help, alone itself. This is a very important thing which we have to understand. And whom do we go to? Initially, whose shelter should we take? Even Arjuna took the shelter of Krishna to understand the problems, or rather, even in the midst of the battlefield, he was having a war in the mind, what to do and what not to do. Let's listen to an important true story which happened during the Vietnam War. All of you must have heard about Captain Charles Plum. He was a US Navy fighter, aircraft fighter. He was a pilot, and during the Second World War, it's recorded 75 successful missions he took against North Vietnam. The most successful air pilot, or rather war pilot, who took all his there was a aircraft carrier called Kitty Hawk, and that was a very famous aircraft carrier. And from that carrier, he used to take all his sorties and he used to attack the North Vietnam. So it is said that 74 of his attack sorties were successful. And it was hardly about 5-6 days left for the war to get, that conflict to get over. Wars never get over, wars always continue. Only the conflicts stop for some time and then they restart. So it was only about 5-6 days before when the conflict was to stop. That time, it was a 75th air attack. And on that 75th attack, luck was not on his side and his plane was shot. So he had to, eject out with this parachute, and he ejected out safely in the enemy territory, where he was caught, imprisoned, tortured, and was there in the Vietnam country in the extremist's hand for around 6 years in a small cell of 8 by 8. 8 foot by 8 foot की जेल में 6 साल tortured. After that, when he came out of this thing and came back to his country, again he resumed his work, but he came back to his country. It's quite a long break, 6 years of jail, 6 years of imprisonment and torture and all that. Finally, when he came over to his US country, and he had gone to a restaurant with his wife. That place a nice, he was having a nice meal in the restaurant. Suddenly, one person bumped in, and he said, "I think you are Charles from a famous jet fighter pilot." He said, "Yes." So first and foremost, who the hell are you in this earth? Who recognized me? And how he asked him. Let me put the same words what he spoke. He asked, "How on the earth did you know that I am Charles?" He said, "Sir, I packed your parachute." And the man replied, he said, "I guess it worked." Charles, she was really shocked. He said, "Yes, it did work. If your parachute had not worked, I would not been here today." So what does this small incident mean? Whole night, Charles could not sleep. Plum could not sleep. And he was thinking, I was a pilot and I never bothered to look or notice, give a notice at the sailor. The sailor used to daily pack 75 sorties, mind you, 75 attacks he has taken. Every time, sailors like him used to pack up his parachute, stuff it up in his bag, and this fellow, because he was a pilot, it's below his dignity to see who the sailor was. But every time before boarding the, sitting in the cockpit, he used to wear that parachute jacket and used to sit. But at least he used to never even used to say a good morning, a hello to him. He used never bothered to say anything to him. That was in this understanding. So he asked once in one of his interview to his people, so who is packing your parachutes? While landing in the enemy territory, he said, I needed a physical parachute, I need a mental parachute, and I needed a spiritual parachute just to land safely. Physical parachute, yes, he had to be physically fit, otherwise he could not have survived for 6 years in imprisonment. Mental, yes, he has to keep his mind in a stable state. He should not give up or say now nothing can be done. I'd rather die rather than getting tortured. And last but not the least, the spiritual parachute. And what is that spiritual parachute? Have we prepared for our spiritual parachute? This parachute is packed by one great personality, and that personality is God. Before sending us down, this is also a sortie for us. It's like a sortie for us. Before we come, every paratrooper or rather every pilot before going to a aircraft jet aircraft carrier pilot, he puts on his parachute before going for the war. That means someone has packed his parachute and put it in his bag, right? And that too in such a way that it will open at the right time. Had the parachute not opened the right time, see, packing the parachute is not a great thing. Had it not opened the right time, it would have been a big waste. So God has also given us a very, very spiritual, very big parachute, and that is packed, spiritual parachute is packed by God, and He has given it to every one of us. One may carry a parachute, but for the parachute to open correctly and timely, it is the mercy of the Lord. Everything is perfectly planned. So अगर आप पैराशूट लेना चाहते हो तो कहाँ से लें, किधर से लें? इसको एक चीज समझ लीजिए कि you will have to take the shelter of Shastra to solve your problems. Problems solution cannot be seen on ads on TVs. You open your YouTube, 2 ads comes. A Zomato ad comes. We are giving you something free, pay free. You're giving you at a very big discount. Have it, eat it. What is the big deal? Is it solving a problem? You have to shell out money for it. Mind you, it's not a solution. It's another problem that you have to earn money for giving that, trying to solve that problem. Child may say, oh, mother, I want to eat from Domino's. I want to eat from McDonald's. Okay, fine. You are spending money and the child's health is also getting messed up by eating all those junk food. So what is solutions available in the material world is not actual solutions. Actual solutions are available only through the Shastra. Only through the Shastra can you get the actual solutions to your problems, both temporary problems as well as permanent problems. Temporary problems, yes, they are like the camels which I told you. कभी एक camel खड़ा है तो दूसरा camel बैठा हुआ है, so that's going to be a part of it. But more than that, the problem is of permanent problems where that the solution is only and only available in the Shastra. So before going to that, just let us understand a brief about our own self. No doubt, I'm going to address to you the problem of loneliness and depression. But before we go there, let us understand the Shastra who we are. And Shastra clearly tells we are a soul which transmigrates from one body to another body. From a child to an old man, it's the same soul. The body changes, the soul doesn't change. But when the person dies, the soul leaves that body and takes up another body. And Bhagavad Gita clearly says, Jata si dhruvam mrityu, dhruvam janma mrityasya tasmad apariyarayarthi, natam sochatam arasi. Whoever takes birth is sure to do die, and whoever dies is sure to take birth again. That is a big problem. And another problem is, another understanding with this soul is, it's like always I give an example of car and car driver. Car is considered like this body which has got all the functions, but it will be only functioning when the driver sits inside the car. And so the driver is considered as the soul and the car is considered like this body. Once the driver is out of the car cannot even budge for a moment. It cannot go ahead a little more also. So this is what we have to understand, that we are souls. And this Shastra gives us very understanding that if this concept is applied in our day-to-day life, things become much easier. And there's another reason why people feel lonely is that they try to create a false world, false goals around themselves, and just to stay afloat with some of their so-called friends who never existed before and will vanish when you will fail in your life. You know what is the biggest fear of failure? Failure होने का सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि आपके जो परिजन हैं, आपके जो नजदीक के हैं, they will vanish. मेरा सोसाइटी में कोई वैल्यू नहीं रहेगा, मेरा फ्रेंड सर्कल मुझे पहले जैसा वैल्यू नहीं देगा. If I don't call my friends and give them a party, a lavish party, they will never consider me as a friend. Is this not a reason, a factual reason why we all are always in fear of we are in fear? And really, if when failure comes and attacks in our life, what happens? We are lonely. We have got thousands and thousands of friends on Facebook, but in reality, whom do we have as a friend? Or whom do we have with whom we can be intimate? You may have a few friends who may be very close with you, but those friends will help you for some time. Suppose you're in a financial crisis, a friend of you must help you with some money. थोड़े दिन के लिए आपकी मदद करेगा, बट उसके बाद क्या करेगा वो? 1 year, 2 year मैक्स. बाद में बोलेगा भाई माफ कर, तू अपना रास्ता पकड़, मैं अपना रास्ता पकड़ता हूँ. I cannot take you lifelong. I cannot take your overheads on my head. So these are the things which we have to consider before trying to solve our problems. At times of problem, even if we consult them, they are in their own world and come up with inexperienced solutions. which may be impractical. They may come up with inexperienced solutions. Why we have to come to Shastra for solutions? The reason is friends are there, but they are also equally inexperienced. कहते हैं ना, जब हमको कोई बीमारी हो जाती है, हम किसी और को पूछते हैं, अरे भाई तुझे बीमारी हुई थी क्या? Means what? We are asking someone the experience of the disease or the problem, and then an experienced answer or a solution from him. And he says, नहीं नहीं मुझे नहीं हुआ था, मेरे काका को, मेरे मामा को, मेरे चाचा को हुआ था, उन्होंने ये किया था. So he shares their experience with you. So basically, friends or our known contacts are inexperienced in these problems. So the best way is to approach a spiritual master, or a correct Shastric guidance is the only solution to these problems. One can change the situation to his advantage by changing his attitude to fight it. This is a very important point. How to change your एडवांटेज, एक डिसएडवांटेज सिचुएशन है, उसको एडवांटेज कैसा लाना है, ये एक तय करना है आपको. इफ यू आर एबल टू चेंज दिस एटीट्यूड ऑफ taking a situation which is detrimental to you to your benefit is very important. I'll give you a small example for this. In karate, it is said it is a disadvantage if you are fighting against a taller opponent. If the opponent in front of you is tall, so you are at disadvantage and he is at advantage because he is tall, he can kick you, he can punch you very easily. But there is a small trick to it. If you make yourself a little more shorter than how short you are, that situation becomes a disadvantage for the opponent and advantage for you. The same opponent now will find it difficult to hit you out. So what happens? What is the trick? Correct knowledge to deal with the situation from the correct source. If you have this correct knowledge from the correct source, then you're dealing your problems and solutions becomes very, very easy. So now, till now, I have just completed 75%. Now, the only 25% is remaining, but very important 25%. The actual way of dealing with loneliness and how to maintain healthy relationships, I'll starting that. But till now, if anybody has got any doubts and questions, they can ask me. Because if anybody is having any doubts or questions, then that needs to be solved at this point rather than carrying it till the end. So anybody is having any doubts up to this point? Okay. 3 A's. 3 A's to avoid loneliness. Depression. All are related. Depression, loneliness, and your strained relationship or a healthy relationship, how to maintain a healthy relationship, are all interconnected among themselves. First is acceptance. You must have seen a honeybee. भौरा एक फूल पे जाता है, थोड़ा सा मधु लेता है, मधु इन द सेंस हनी भी लेता है, honey लेता है. The honeybee takes little honey from one flower, then goes to the next flower, again takes some honey, then goes to the third flower, again takes some honey. Just imagine if the bee had sat on the very first flower and sucked all the honey from the flower, what would have happened? The flower would have died. Similarly, it is said all humans are like flowers and we all have some honey to give. सबके पास थोड़ा ना कुछ अच्छा क्वालिटीज तो रहता ही है जो वो दे सकते हैं. But we are in times of, what are we in times of? आजकल modern times क्या what is the system or logic? Use and throw. Even relations we use and throw. Use people and love things. That is our modern mantra. आज का जमाने का मंत्र क्या है? use people and love things. But actually होना चाहिए था, you should love people and use things. And this is a big problem. This use and throw funda is very dangerous. If you want people to stay in your life, then you have to accept them as they are, rather than expecting them to become as you are. Once I was talking to marriage divorce counselor. He's a person who stops divorces, and he had once mentioned this, that a couple was on the verge of getting divorced. So as a counselor, he went and asked them, why you want to get divorced? What is the reason for a divorce? And you will be shocked. The reason given by the girl had filed a petition and I want divorce. And he said, is he torturing you? He's not giving you money, or what is the problem? Both were well earning, very nicely educated and well earning couple. So he asked. And the lady told, no, that's not the problem. The problem is my husband doesn't know how to take toothpaste out of the from the toothpaste tube and apply it on the toothbrush. What happened? Why? What is that problem? What is the great problem? नहीं उनको ठीक से, he doesn't know how to handle the toothpaste also. He doesn't know where to press the toothpaste properly and get the toothpaste on the toothbrush properly. I don't want to stay with such a person who is having such low mentality. It's very bad. What did the counselor give them an advice? It's a matter of only one toothpaste, no? Buy two toothpaste in your house, keep one for your husband, one for yourself. You use your toothpaste your way, and she uses this toothpaste his way. Why you want to divorce for that one silly reason? That means what? You have to accept them as they are, rather than expecting them to become as you are. हम लोगों को बदलना चाहते हैं, क्यों? हमारी तरह बन जाए, ना कि खुद बदलना चाहते हैं ताकि हम उनकी तरह हो जाए. Nobody wants to change. Everyone wants to change the other person. He wants to change the whole family, but he himself doesn't want to change. It's easier, no? Instead of changing 5 people, one person changes in the family is easier. But he prefers, no, let the other 5 change and I will remain as I am. I'm perfect. People have a wrong notion that they are perfect, but all others require to change themselves. But the Shastra teaches us how to handle this situation. How to handle these type of situations, Shastra gives us a very nice idea. The second A, very important. First was, what was the first A? Acceptance. Second A is appreciating. How many people actually, appreciate? There is a rule for appreciation also. It is said, the rule of appreciation is, you should appreciate someone in public and criticize them in private. But हमारा specialty क्या है? We appreciate in private and criticize in public. इसमें तो we are PhD holders. हम लोग expert हैं इसमें. कैसे criticize करना है in front of public. And अगर by chance appreciate करना है, तो we do it in private. And what is the problem in India? In general, we don't know how to appreciate. Generally, we land up doing flattering. Why? Why do we flatter people? कि हमको appreciate करना आता ही नहीं है. और flattering में होता क्या है? All which he is qualities which the person whom you're flattering, he also knows what you're saying is false. It's all lip talk. Ah, you great, you're doing this, you've done that, you've done this. All is lip talk. 90% of the things he has not done, you're praising. And last but not the least, क्या होता है? It boosts the ego of the other person. और कुछ नहीं होता है. Relation नहीं, it's not, you're not making the relation very nice. You are making the relation still worst. So you are only boosting the ego. Appreciation is much deeper. To appreciate, you must have eyes to observe, mind to analyze, and heart to feel. Appreciation has to be done continuously, consciously, and enthusiastically. और ये तीनों चीज हम लोग नहीं करेंगे. हम लोग enthusiastically करेंगे, consciously करेंगे और continuously करेंगे. क्या? Criticism. Criticism में we are enthusiastic, we are continuous, and we are conscious about it. Whereas when it comes to appreciating someone, we are neither enthusiastic, neither continuous, neither we are conscious. And the last but not the reason, last but not the most important point we have to understand is eyes to observe. Do we have the eyes to observe? कभी हम देखते हैं what is the greatness in that person? If I come up with you, hey, you know that gentleman? The list of bad qualities will come out first. उसके अंदर क्या अवगुण है, कैसे कितने बुरे दुर्गुण है, पूरे निकलेंगे. और एक तो कुछ तो रहेगा उसके अंदर, उसको तो अप्रिशिएट करो. कितना भी बुरा क्यों ना हो, कुछ तो अप्रिशिएट करो, उसके अंदर कुछ तो गुण होगा. नहीं, मेरे ख्याल से उसके अंदर गुण है ही नहीं. बट लॉर्ड इज सो नाइस, लॉर्ड इज सो मर्सीफुल. ही ट्राइज टू फाइंड आउट दैट इज वन गुड guna inside you, one good thing inside you. So this is how conscious and enthusiastically one should appreciate, and that too in public. But rather we do the opposite. Such thing is both sides today in today's relation. Why relations are so dull, why people are depressed? The reason is both sides lack appreciation and expect appreciation from one another. If we take a relation between husband and wife, the wife expects the husband should appreciate me, the husband expects the wife should appreciate me. But actually, why doesn't the ex do it with y and the y appreciate the ex? They're waiting for the y to appreciate, then the ex will think about appreciating the y. And that too, अगर कर भी दिया तो finally what it becomes? Lip talk, just बोलने के लिए. There's no thing. And sorry, this material world immediately comes in between. Oh, you really appreciate my work, so you should give me a diamond necklace for this, the wife will say. Why? Appreciation can be just by feelings, right? Why some materialistic values have to be added to feelings? But feelings have no value. Whereas when material content is added to feelings, then you feel, yes, this feeling is now tagged with material value. My husband is appreciating me, because that's what the Western world is teaching us. What does the Valentine Day mean? Oh, you love someone, oh, you have to gift someone. Why can't you just express your love from your heart, the bottom of your heart? No, we have to express it only with costly rich gifts, and that is also tagged by somebody else. Many people I've seen who don't eat nice, healthy, or tasty food in the restaurant or in the hotels just because it is not accepted in the society. In certain societies, I have to eat certain food stuff just to keep myself in par with the society, even though I may not like that food. Is this real life or a real world you're living in? And then we're saying, oh, I feel lonely. Yes, definitely you'll feel lonely. You want to wear a simple dress and you want to go, but you have to live as per the expectation of the false world which is surrounding you. And you consider this false world to be the true world. And with that false world, you want to be at par. You can never satisfy something which is false, because expectations have no end. Whatever you are going to do, whose expectations can you fulfill? At what point can you fulfill their expectations? It is never ending. And that is where we are, we have to see that people change their attitude. If this change in attitude in life comes now, automatically things will change. That is why attitude is a very important factor in life. Like appreciation, attitude is also important. How long can you work out for the expectation for others? There's no end to it. And every expectation has a price tag. And last but not the least, the most important point, acknowledgement. That's why I said 3 A's. Actually, it's 4 A's, but we generally say it as 3 A's. One is acceptance, second is appreciation, and third is acknowledgement, and fourth is attitude. But 3 A's are very common. People just want to be heard. I'll tell you many cases. Let's go to the Shastric example. रामचंद्र जी का राजाभिषेक करना चाहते थे दशरथ महाराज. This comes in the starting, before Ramchandra ji was sent to the forest. So Dashrath Maharaj was very excited. So he asked his countrymen, his kingmen and all that, said, what do you think? Should I make my son Ram as the king? Yes, unanimously everyone said, yes, yes, उसी को राजा बनाना है आपको. उसने पूछा क्या स्पेशल क्या है, क्या वो आपका प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहा है क्या, व्हाट इज द थिंग्स, व्हाट्स सो ग्रेट अबाउट राम कि आप राम को ही राजा बनाना चाहते हो? तो उन्होंने बोला देखो, रामचंद्र जी, जब हम लोग प्रॉब्लम में रहते हैं, जब हम लोग तकलीफ में रहते हैं, हम रो रहे होते हैं, तो वो भी हमारे साथ आते हैं और हमारे साथ वो भी रोते हैं. और जब हम लोग खुश रहते हैं, we are happy, in a very happy situation, he comes and laughs and dances with us. So what does he do? He is sharing their emotions. Whereas you will say, sir, nowadays our ministers also do the same thing, but they do it only once in 5 years. इलेक्शन टाइम पे किसी गरीब के घर पे जाके खा लेंगे, किसी दलित के घर पे खा लेंगे और उसको फोटोग्राफ करके पूरा गांव में ढिंडोरा पीटेंगे. बट व्हेन यू सी Ramchandra ji never had this propaganda system. He used to really interact with them, really cry for them, really used to share the joys also. It is not to be on one side, नहीं आपका दुख का मैं भागीदार हूँ, आपका सुख आप लोग कर लो. नहीं, he used to never say like that. He used to be very interactive. He used to always take care of those people to the utmost. And what happened? How many times did Ramchandra ji solve their problems? None of the times. When he was a kid, only his communication with the people was so strong that he was one with them. And that was what people wanted. People actually don't need solutions. You know that? Most of the people don't need solutions. They just want someone to understand their problem. And 50% of the problem is solved. It so happens many times, because I'm a life coach also. Many people, they come and relate their entire problem. And they end, they tell me, sir, thank you very much for solving our problem. I wonder, मैंने तो कुछ problem solve ही नहीं किया. I just heard your problem. I did not solve your problem. But they are happy that someone has heard their problem. There is nobody to hear the problem today. In today's day, that is a big problem. That nobody is there to listen to your problem. And even if you go and tell your near and dear, they start giving their concoctions. No Shastric advice or guidance. All problems, okay, let this be the very final sutra of the today's lecture. All problems need not be solved. Few are meant to be tolerated. Few are meant to be ignored, and a few are meant to be solved. The biggest problem with us is we try to solve all problems. Some problems have to be tolerated. Some problems have to be ignored. And only a few problems should be solved, or we should try to solve those problems. And it is said, अगर आप ये चीज सही ढंग से करोगे, then at least for sure, if you follow these 3 A's properly, you will have some peace of mind. You can give some peace of mind to someone, and you can take some peace of mind also for yourself. And if the above 3 A's or the 4 A's are not followed, the person feels like an alien, feels cut off from the world, and is completely lonely. He feels he's in some other zone where nobody is there with him, and he's in a totally different world and zone. So these are the few tips we all can follow for solving our loneliness problem. So, or rather, loneliness, you can call depression, all are interconnected, because loneliness leads to depression. And these are small day-to-day problems which we all face, and simple solutions: acceptance, acknowledgement, and appreciation. 3 things. And of course, attitude. Attitude has to be changed. If the attitude changes, the problems automatically change. And what is attitude? Changing attitude. It's like if a bottle is on the right hand side of mine, okay, it is on my right hand side. But if I go further, and from the left hand side of my eye, if I see, the bottle comes to my left hand side. So the bottle doesn't change its position. The position of if I change my position, the position of the problem gets changed automatically. So with this, I would like to conclude today's session. Has anybody got any doubts, questions, or any interactions? Let's start our interaction right now. Yes. What is your how many people got any purposeful tips from this session so that they can implement it in their life? Anybody got any purposeful tips, easy tips by which they can bring some change, beat their stress level, beat their expectations level? In fact, Shastra gives you a perfect management studies. Ramayana is enough. If you study Ramayana, all your management skills are there inside that. Many times people say, how do you manage, my staff is a big problem. X is also dear to me, Y is also dear to me. How do I manage my staff? If you go to Ramayana, there's a very nice situation where Vibhishan comes to take shelter of Lord Ramchandraji. And there Ramchandraji is in a dilemma. Lakshman, who has left his house, who's been with him for the past 13.5 years, or rather 14 years, almost completing 14 years. He is with him, leaving his wife and family and everything, and he's staying here. What torture he has undergone. And today he is giving a statement, don't take Vibhishan. Now what should I do? Should I take Vibhishan or not? And he's doing, it is a big managemental task for him. Kya karu, kya na karu? And Sugriv is telling, see, I have given you the entire army. He didn't say that, but he has given the entire army to him, the entire Vanar Sena. And he's telling, no, we cannot believe Rakshasa is very dangerous. And now Ramchandraji is in a dilemma what to do. Should I take him or not? But when such dilemmas comes, the tips in our, if you want to have real tips, we have to get it from the Shastra. We also go into these type of dilemmas, what to do and what not to do, whether now is the right action to fight or not an action to fight. Even Arjuna was in the same situation, whether should I fight or should not fight. At that time, automatically, Krishna or the Lord gives you the guidance, or rather the Shastra gives us the guidance. So with this type of guidance, one can definitely heed for a more peaceful life and more problem-free life. And why we have to free ourselves from these problems? Because these are our relative problems. If we are able to solve our relative problems, we can solve our actual problems of life, and that is birth, death, old age, and disease. Adi Bhautik Adhyatmik. Yes. Anybody has got any doubts, questions? Jigar, you can switch off the YouTube.